Okay, one component of the OmniStrong pre-workout routine is foam rolling. And the foam roll is essentially a massage device that helps improve tissue quality and joint range of motion through increased muscle tissue length and flexibility. So we're going to start the foam roll routine on the right calf, okay? And just think of it as like a rolling pin. We're going to roll over the muscle tissue and try to get out the knots like you would if you were rolling over a piece of dough. Okay, so you'll notice here on the right calf, I'm turning the toe inside, toe up, toe outside to get the different portions of the calf muscle. And I'm going to switch after 15 seconds to the other side. 15 seconds goes pretty quickly, but we don't want to spend a ton of time. We don't want to spend more than 5 minutes on the foam roll routine each day. From the left calf, I'm going to go to the left hamstring. That left hamstring muscle group, same as the calf. I'm going to turn the toe inside, toe up, and toe outside. Again, by spending just a short amount of time on this, several days a week, depending on the training schedule, we can, over time, really make some differences in that tissue quality. So switching over to the right hamstring now, you see, same thing, toe in for the medial hamstring, toe up for the belly of the hamstring, and toe out for the lateral hamstring. From there, I'm going to go to the right hip. I call this the figure 4 foam roll. And what I'm targeting here is the muscles in the external portion of the hip. So we call these muscles the external rotators. By positioning the foot up like this on the knee, I'm able to create the space to get down to that deep muscle group. This is an area that will be really tender for your student athletes when they start foam rolling for the first time. And then I switch over to the left side. So again, with the foam roll routine, if we work on this tissue quality on a consistent basis, we're going to start to see differences. Initially it's going to be really tender, but over time, weeks and months down the road, you'll see that just a little bit of foam rolling each day can really make a dramatic difference, and there'll be less muscle tenderness. From here, we're going to go to the outside of the thigh and roll over what we call the IT band. Okay? So on the outer thigh, we're rolling up and down with the top leg over the top, taking some pressure off of that IT band. This can be a really tender spot, so I encourage you, as you're teaching your student athletes, just encourage them to take it easy and gradually work their way into it. Okay, then we'll flip over to the right side on the outer thigh and do the same thing. Now, if we want to, or when your student athletes get to the point that they can tolerate more pressure on the foam roll, what you can have them do is put both feet up to put a little bit more weight on that spot. Okay, from here we're going to go into the front of the thigh for the quad and hip area. And even so, up high for the hip flexors, side to side for the outer portion of the quad, middle of the quad, or inner portion of the quad. And we switch to the other quad. One of the things that's important when you're foam rolling to understand is that the spots that are most tender are the spots that need the most work, the most time. So when a student athlete gets a spot in a particular area that's tender, let them spend some time there. Encourage them to do that. Next up, we've got inside of the thigh. When we roll the inside of the thigh, we're targeting those groin muscles, or the adductor muscle group. And you can see I've got my knee bent up, and I'm now rolling side to side with the foam roll parallel to my body. It's a little bit more of a tricky position to get into, but a great spot to be able to work on that tissue quality. And we'll switch to the other side. You find that especially males, athletic males, have really tight adductors or groin muscles. So this is a great area to target. From here, we'll go to the right front of the shoulder. And now we're working on that pec muscle group, and where the pec major, the big, powerful pec muscle, attaches to the shoulder bone, or the humerus. Common spot of muscle tightness. Switch over to the other side. Again, really targeting that one particular spot where the pec major attaches to the humerus. From here, we're going to go to the left lat. On the left lat, we're working this big, strong muscle group, but again, another spot that commonly is tight. I'm just going to roll from my armpit down towards my ribs on the side. Okay, switch over to the right lat. Okay, and then after the right lat, I'm going to go down to my right lower back. Okay, and this is just the little meaty area in between the glute max muscle, the big strong butt muscle, and the top of the hip, the elephant-shaped top of the pelvis, the elephant ear-shaped top of the pelvis. Then we'll switch over to the left side of the lower back. Same area. And then finally, we're going to go to the upper back. Now, when we get to the upper back, we want to bring the elbows together and put the hands on the back of the head. And in this position, we've now separated, created room to get to the muscles beneath the shoulder blades. Okay, the last thing we use the foam roll for is what I call an upper back mode. It's a great stretch for the upper back. We're going to set that foam roll right below the shoulder blades, put our hands on the back of the head, and just arch out. Then we come up, we roll the foam roll back a little bit higher up on the back, and repeat. And then a little bit lower, and repeat. So that's it. Foam roll routine should take no more than 5 minutes, 15 seconds on each area until you cover the entire body.